Welcome friends. Now we are coming to the end of week 3 of this course on manufacturing strategy. In last few sessions, we started the process of developing the manufacturing strategy. We discussed that understanding the market is the first important step in the development of a suitable manufacturing strategy. And time and again, I am also emphasizing that market and marketing are two different things. We need to be market oriented, not marketing oriented. And for that purpose, why a customer is purchasing a product, we need to understand, because we need to provide those type of attributes from the operations point of view, from the manufacturing point of view. We discussed the concept of order qualifiers and winners, and in our last 2 sessions we were focusing on some generic and specific dimensions of order winners and qualifiers. In our last session we discussed that both order winners and qualifiers are highly dynamic. They are market dependent, they are product dependent, they are time dependent, and we discussed these concepts with the help of different examples. We were discussing a very specific order qualifier and winner which is coming from the operations, and in our last session we started discussions about this important order winner qualifier that is known as price. Price can provide you two types of advantage. Either you can be a price competitive organization or you can compete on price. When you are a price competitive organization, price is acting like a qualifier, and when you are competing on price, when price is helping you to give a competitive advantage, that is the situation when price becomes winner. So you see that it is the same attribute, that is price, but in some cases it is a qualifier and in some other cases it can be a winner. Many organizations around us, we can discuss it on forum, that whether a particular example is competing on price or it is price competitive. So we discuss this particular aspect, that price can act both as qualifier and winner. Then it is important to understand that if price is winner or price is qualifier, then what type of operations strategic role will be there. And in this particular case, if price is order winner, in that particular case one of the important thing which we need to do, which operations need to do, is the cost reduction. Because when you are having price as your order winner, when you are competing on the basis of price, you cannot charge higher margins, and when you cannot charge higher margins, you continuously look that how to reduce the cost, because reduction in cost is the only phenomena which is going to help you in the marketplace. And the example of China, that large number of Chinese products are competing on price. Price is the order winner for them, and they continuously look that how to reduce the cost, whether reduce the cost at the raw material stage, whether reduce the cost at the processing stage, whether reduce the cost at the finished good stage, whether reduce the cost at the distribution stage. So at all different stages they look for cost reduction, because price is a important order winner for them. But if price is a order qualifier, in that case you just want to keep your price within the range in which your competitors are offering the product. So you will not look that I continuously try to reduce the cost, but if it is a order winner, then certainly we need to go for cost reduction, and Chinese examples are just in front of us. Then if price is either qualifier or winner, in that case lean operations. Lean operations means how to eliminate non-value processes. That is important thing when we are talking of lean operations. So, whether price is order winner or qualifier, we want to eliminate the non-value adding things, and as a result of that it will be easier for us to remain in that bracket if it is a qualifier, and it will help us in reducing the cost if it is a winner. So, lean operations are essentially, you can say, a way to reduce your cost. Then another way to reduce your cost is continuous improvement, Kaizen. When we are regularly updating, when we are trying to regularly improve our processes, the objective is to make the processes more efficient, and we all understand the meaning of efficiency is inversely proportional to cost. So, we try to reduce the cost by continuous improvement, we try to bring more and more efficiency into our processes, and Japanese manufacturing system has given us a large number of tools and techniques. Kaizen is one such important technique which is available to us from manufacturing literature of Japan, that how you can do a small incremental on a regular basis, and these small incremental on regular basis will help us in reducing the cost. Similarly, the concept of quality circle is also responsible for giving us this continuous improvement. We develop a small group of employees who are well versed about their area of work. They identify the problem, and on their own they develop the solution, and these solutions help us continuously improve our processes. So, this way we are trying to empower our employees. So, quality circle helps not only in cost reduction, but also in achieving the objective of empowered employees. So, our employees become empowered, they feel that they are contributing into the decision making activities of the organization. So, that is one part of quality circle. On the other hand, we take the inputs of quality circle for continuous improvement, and that continuous improvement will help us in achieving the objectives of cost reduction. So, cost reduction becomes one major angle, one major point in the case of price you are becoming order winner or qualifier. Another important thing which is not so much discussed when we talk of cost reduction, because whenever we talk of cost reduction, lean and continuous improvement are the most talked about phenomena. But one more important thing is available, that is experience curve, or the other name you may know is the learning curve. These learning curves are also equally useful if you properly strategically handle them. Learning curves, experience curves can also be a very useful source for cost reduction or for using price as order winner and qualifier. Now, what is this learning curve? Learning curve is basically the idea that as you learn more, your performance improves. Performance means efficiency improves. As you become more and more expert, you are able to achieve higher outputs with minimum efforts. So, that is the idea of learning curve, and it is not with individuals. With individuals, it is very easy to understand that when we join teaching profession in the early ages, so at that time we need to work very hard to make a lecture of 1 hour. But when you grow, when you become a senior professor, so with the minimum efforts you are able to contribute to the larger audience. Same thing happens in the organization. We can do this learning experience or the experience curve phenomena in any kind of manufacturing setup, that if you start producing more and more, so your cost of production will decrease as your production output increases. So, that is the phenomena of learning curve. The definition can be said that cost of manufacturing a given item falls in a regular and predictable way as the total quantity produced increases. So, now if I say this learning curve phenomena, so over a period of time, as we are producing more and more, cost of producing per unit will decrease. So, like this, it can be one idea of learning curve, on where this side you have cost per unit and on this side you have quantity. So, normally we represent learning curves as 80% curve, 90% curve, 70% curve, like these things we represent our learning curves. So, meaning of a 90% curve is that if I am producing the 100th unit, so cost is, let us say, x rupees, and when I am going to produce 200th unit, the cost will remain 0.9x, and when I am going to produce 400th unit, the cost will remain further 90% of 0.9x. So, this is a 90% learning curve. If I have 80% learning curve, so in that case what will happen, that initial cost is x here for the 100th unit, and then let us say it is for 50th unit, and then for 100th unit the cost will become 0.8x, then for 200th unit the cost will become further 80% of 0.8x. So, this way my learning curve will go, that as I have 90% learning curve, 80% learning curve or 70% learning curve. So, by doubling the units of production, the cost of production will decrease by that percentage. If it is 70% learning curve, so if 200th unit is costing me x per unit, then 400th unit will cost me 0.7x. So, that is the meaning, and normally the learning curve, the broad idea is that the learning curve ranges between 10 to 30%. So, you will find organizations learning curve from 70% to 90%. So, these are the idea of learning curve. Now, since I am able to plot these learning curves, so this says that the point that cost of item falls in a regular and predictable way. I know that if my initial cost is x rupees, so the cost of 1000 unit will be 0.5x. I am able to predict it, and when I am able to predict it, then I can use this phenomena right from the beginning, means I can average out the cost for my entire lot of production, that I am going to make 2000 units, and if the unit 1 is costing me x, the 2000th unit will be costing me 0.6x. So, what will my average cost, and I can take the advantage of that phenomena right from the beginning if I am competing on price, because I know that today my costing is coming x, but tomorrow the costing will reduce to 0.6x. So, let us take the average. Today I may go for some losses, but tomorrow I will earn the profit and that will compensate my losses. So, why not compete on the prices, taking the advantage of the knowledge of experience curve. So, some of the organizations, particularly if I mention organizations like Texas Instruments, they are pioneer in using the learning curve knowledge for pricing of their any new product whichever they are launching. They use the knowledge of experience curve, that how to price that product initially into the market. So, organizations can take advantage of this learning curve knowledge for competing on price phenomena. So, that is another very important way that how you can handle this price as your competitive weapon. Then after completing this discussion on price, the second important order winner qualifier is the delivery reliability. This is second important order winner qualifier, or delivery reliability means on time delivery. You are delivering on the promised due date. Now, there are two particular phenomena, or you can say two dimensions of this delivery reliability. Now, in this two are, one is the quantity, that you are supplying products in full quantity, whatever is the order quantity you are supplying this in full quantity, and second on the agreed date. So, quantity and date, or if I convert this in my language of operations management, I am giving complete EOQ with agreeable lead time. If you recall our discussions of basic inventory models, so if you go to that basic inventory model of EOQ type, so in that this is the important assumption that whatever is this order quantity Q, you are supplying this order quantity in full, and whenever, like this is your ROP, reorder point, and this is your lead time. So, you will supply complete order on the due date, so that there is no short supply and there is no oversupply. Now, this delivery reliability type of order winner qualifier becomes very important in case of we want to follow things like JIT. If you disturb your delivery schedule, if you are not able to deliver in full quantities, it will be directly impacting your performance of just in time. And nowadays we know that our entire supply chains are agile supply chains. So, therefore, it is very important to understand the very preciseness of your on time delivery. Now, many a times it is a very important qualifier. I am saying it is not only simply important qualifier, rather it is order losing qualifier. If you are not able to meet due dates, it is quite possible that you will not receive subsequent orders. The customers will look for some alternative suppliers, or they may cut the order quantities given to you. So, it is not only an important order qualifier, rather it is order losing sensitive qualifier. So, if you remember in our discussions yesterday in the last sessions, we discussed qualifier with Q, and some of the qualifiers we discussed with double Q. This delivery reliability many a times written as double Q, which represents that it is order losing sensitive criteria, and therefore, the importance of delivery reliability, that how do you design your operation system so that you can give orders on the due dates, very important. Now, what are the operations consequences for delivery reliability? Now, operations consequences are, one is related to capacity. You need to decide how much capacity of your plant, your warehouse you need to have for meeting the customers' due dates. Then scheduling of various orders, that is another important thing. Then your inventory policy, whether it is FIFO, LIFO, random, priority based, what type of inventory policy you are going to have, and these three things, capacity, scheduling and inventory policy of work in process and finished goods will help you to design a proper system to achieve on time delivery. So, you can understand that point number 1, that what is the optimum capacity, so that you have readily available stocks or stocks you can produce whenever customer is requiring. Then scheduling of your various production activities, operations activities, and third is inventory of work in process and finished goods. So, these 3 important items are responsible for achieving the objective of on time delivery. Now, another important order winner and qualifier is delivery speed. This is third in our list, which is coming from operations background. Now, when we are talking of on time delivery, that is one particular aspect, that whenever you have promised that I will deliver on XYZ and you are delivering on that XYZ. But nowadays we all understand that customers want products at a faster rate. Now, delivery speed is basically depending upon your operations lead time, and this operation lead time, the time when you receive the order and time when you supply the order. Now, the time between receiving and supplying the order is known as lead time. Now, this lead time is composed of 2 different types of time. One component of operation lead time is the order backlog or material lead time. Let us say there is no backlog, we take this assumption. So, in this case the operation lead time is coming from material lead time and process lead time. You will procure raw material, you will procure some sub assemblies, components, etc. So, part of time is spent on procuring the material, and then part of the time is spent on processing, assembling, fabrication of those materials. So, this is the total operation lead time. Now, many a times you are able to complete all these things, means material lead time and process lead time, in less than operation lead time or customer requirement time. But sometime your operation lead time is more than the customer's lead time. So, let us see what are the possible situations. Now, the situation number 1, where customer lead time, the customer wants product from month first date and on 20th of the day of the month customer wants the product, but for you it is taking 30 days to provide that product. So, customer lead time is 20 days and your overall operations lead time is 30 days, and in this particular case, if you want to remain in competition, you need to reduce your overall operation lead time by at least 10 days. So, you need to shorten your operation lead time by 10 days, so that you can achieve the customer's expectation of getting products in 20th days. Otherwise, your competitors will be there and they will do something to meet the requirement of the customer, and you will not be able to win this order. So, this is the importance of delivery speed, that how quickly you can deliver products within the customer lead time. The second situation is like this. In second situation, you have a customer lead time, customer is requiring product, giving order on 1st, requiring on 20th, but your operation lead time take only 15 days. Now, here customer has more time to procure the product and you are ready to offer product in less than that time, and in this particular case this delivery speed which you are offering will not give you, or in this type of situation when customer is ready to wait for more time and you are ready to offer products in less than that time, will not give you the advantage of winner or qualifier, because almost all other competitors will be able to offer products in the same slots. So, at best in this situation, in situation number 2, delivery speed can give you the benefit of qualifier, because you are offering in 15 days, your competitors will be offering in 16 days or 17 days or even in 18 days, but customer is ready to wait up to 20th days. So, all these competitors and you are providing products in less than that time in which customer is ready to wait. So, here in situation 2 it is acting as a qualifier, but in situation 1 it is acting as a order winner, because your operation lead time is more, customer is requiring in less time, and if you can meet the requirement of the customer, obviously it is a winning proposition. Now, when your operation lead time is more than the customer's lead time, so how to reduce or how to match the customer lead time, that is a important point of discussion. Now, if this is not a frequent situation that customer lead time is less and your operation lead time is more, only for 1 or 2 customer it is happening in a year. So, you can do some kind of short term measurements. You may not like to go for a permanent solution of this problem, rather you can have a short term solution for this problem. You can increase some short term capacity by outsourcing, and by outsourcing you can take the material from some third party and can process it and give it to the customer. So, these are the short term solutions for meeting the customer requirement. But if it is a regular phenomena that your all customers are requiring products in less time and your process time, lead time is more, then in that case you need to look for a regular or a kind of a permanent solution for solving this problem. And let us see what are those type of alternatives. Like in case of a short term problem, we need to do either by outsourcing or we can invite some of our workers to do overtime. So, these are the short term solutions for 1 or 2 times in a year if that is happening. But if it is happening on a regular basis, then we need to see that why it is happening on a regular basis, and maybe either you will go for permanent increase in capacity, you may go for overall change in your manufacturing policy. Maybe you are starting this material lead time once the order has come, but if you have a regular requirement of these products, in that case you may change your philosophy from make to order to assemble to order or make to stock type of policy you can follow, so that you can reduce your entire operation lead time. So, these type of policies you can follow so that you can improve your lead time, so that you can take the advantage of delivery speed to get a winning advantage, a competitive advantage over your customers. Now, finally, we see that we discussed so far 3 important order winner and qualifier, where we discussed the price, we discussed delivery, and in delivery we discussed 2 aspects, reliability and speed. Now, all these 3 criteria, whether it is price, delivery reliability or delivery speed, can be handled with respect to qualifiers or with respect to winners. If you want to use them as qualifier, you just remain at par with your competitors, but if you want to use them as winners, you need to go ahead of your competitors, then only these criteria can provide you some kind of winning advantage. So, with this we come to end of this week 3. Thank you very much.